love it, you teach it, you study your craft, you be very successful. Well, that's all my time here. Thanks for the Logan Power Show. My name is Calvin Logan, and we're signing off. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, the smiling guy, Calvin Logan. I want all of you today to think about the time when you needed help. Think about a time when a loved one was going through. I got with me a great lady that's in charge of a program that's helping a lot of people. I got with me Dr. Ford from MUSC Holdings Cancer Center. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, we're glad to have you. I got her here on the show. The reason why we brought her here is that I know that cancer is a situation that is an ongoing continuance, and we want to have the awareness to how to stop that from happening. So I want to make sure that you all are aware of what we can do to make a difference. I know that for myself personally, I know when my cousin passed away in 2000 from cancer, that hurt my heart. He was like my brother to me, and I've always said to myself, you know, there's got to be an answer. There's got to be a way. There's got to be some type of formula to heal people from this ongoing phenomenon. So, Dr. Ford, I know you're busy, and I know you do so much. Tell us about what you provide, what happens at the Cancer Center.
Thank you so much. At the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center, our message is hope. We believe that cancer is beatable, it's treatable, and it's survivable. Cancer is not a death sentence, and the problem is that too many people in our community are dying from cancer. We're dying at earlier ages than other people, and this is not necessary. We weren't preordained by God to be affected by cancer in this way. We at the Hollings Cancer Center at the Medical University of South Carolina are doing everything that we can to combat cancer. We are doing everything we can to get the word out about cancer screening, early detection, and treatment so that everyone in our communities can have the same chance to have long, healthy, active lives and to be members of their communities, members of their families, and to go on to fulfill their destiny.
That's a great thing that you guys are doing. I know that cancer, you said it's beatable, it's treatable. What are some steps that people need to take so that they can, one, prevention, two, if they have it, what are steps to how to beat this thing?
And that's a great question. So the main focus of our work is on screening. Cancer screening saves lives. If we can get over our fear and go in and get screened, and getting screened means getting checked for cancer before we have any symptoms. So a lot of times people will say, well, what are the symptoms of cancer? But the reality is by the time we experience the symptoms, it means the cancer is spreading. So our message is get screened, get checked early. The earlier we get screened for cancer or checked for cancer, the earlier, if anything is found, the earlier we can get the treatment started, and the better the chance of survival. So our message is get in, get checked early. Early is when we have a lot of hope. Now, most of the people who get screened for cancer are not even found to have cancer. Thousands of screenings are done, and out of those thousands, only a few people are found to have cancer. So getting screened does not have to be a scary thing. We need to take as good a care of our bodies as we take of our cars. We take our cars in for the oil changes, we get the tires rotated, we armor all the tires, we armor all the inside. What are we doing for our bodies? We need to take better care of our bodies than we take care of our cars, because after we're gone, someone else is going to be driving our car, right? So we need to make sure that we have our schedule, know what the screenings are, know when you're supposed to get screened, and one of the good ways to remember is do your screenings on your birthday. Most of the screenings are done annually or yearly, so just make them around your birthday. Go in and get all your screenings. We do have a program at the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center. We have a mobile health unit that actually goes out to communities and links with community health centers to provide screening. And the number of the mobile health unit is 843-792-0878.
Okay. All right. Hey, those that are out there, I know that a lot of times you say to yourself, Calvin, I'm working, I'm doing 1,001 things. I don't have time to get myself screened. But think about it. It's better to be prepared than to be unprepared. I know for me, healthcare is important, and it can be very expensive if you don't have it. If you do have healthcare, I highly recommend get your normal checkups done. I would advise you to, find a local physician doctor that you trust, that you go on a normal basis, because you want to take care of yourself internally and externally. I think a lot of times I say to myself, you got to speak life to yourself. They say, laughter is a healing method.
That's right.
And I love laughing. And so for me, people say, man, Cal, why you laugh so much? Well, yeah, I like to live long. I want to see these 108 years old, nothing wrong with you, just living. And I just know, for me, cancer is something, when you see it up close, and it's on somebody, and they're fighting, it's not something that you really can say, like, it's hard.
It's hard.
And, for me, if you ever going through, if you have cancer, if you know someone who does, we're praying for you. We're in faith that, God's the healer, and we're in faith that, definitely get yourself checked. Prevention, if you do have it, get in contact with them now. There are ways to get this beat. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't just say, I'm not going to make it. You will make it. You will get through this. You will beat this thing. It's like hitting a home run. It's like baseball. Some of our greatest hitters may have struck out 1,001 times, got a whole bunch of home run records, but they kept swinging away. So I want you all to keep swinging away, keep your faith, stay positive, and you will make it.
You will make it. I actually have had breast cancer twice. So I was diagnosed in 2008, and then I was diagnosed again in 2013.
Wow.
So I can only say that with faith, all things are possible. God is a healer. The thing is, God created doctors, and He created medical care, right? So He wants us to use what He has created on this earth to help us and to improve our health. So we have total faith in God. Only God can heal. We know that physicians treat, and they provide medical care, but it's by the grace of God that they're able to do that. And God put them here so that we can go and we can get screened, and if cancer is found, we can get treated. And I'm so thankful, because of screening both times. My cancer was found not because I had symptoms. It was found because I went for my annual mammogram. And each time the cancer was found at stage 0. That's a very early stage. That means the cancer was only in the breast tissue. It had not spread outside of the breast tissue. And so I was able to be treated. Because it was found early, I never needed chemotherapy. Because it was found early, I only received surgery and radiation therapy. And because it was found early, my chances of survival are so much greater than if I had waited until I had symptoms. So I'm here today representing the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center, spreading the message of faith and hope and action, because we have to put feet to our faith. We can sit around all day saying, I trust God, I believe God, but God says, what are you doing with your faith? He said faith without works is dead. So if we don't put feet to our faith and get into action and take care of these temples that God gave us, then we will have to suffer the consequences. God gives us one body, we have one life. This is all we have. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is not promised. All we have is today. So the question is, what are we doing with the today that we have?
I told you, Dr. Forrest on a whole nother new level. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is all we needed to let people know it's time for action, faith action. Well, hey, I appreciate you, Dr. Forrest, coming on the show. Everybody in MUSC, we appreciate you. Every doctor, every nurse, every physician, everybody who's making a difference from every medical hospital across this nation. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. You're working hard 24/7. Please don't give up. Keep your faith. Keep doing your job, because we need you. Well, that's all the time I got. My name is Calvin Lowe with the Logan Power Show. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here at the Scotts Grand, 5060 Dorchester Road in Charleston, South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, you always heard the saying, give. Give and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall and give to your bosom. I have with me a program that is giving back to the kids of Liberia. I have with me the coordinator for Save More Kids, Miss Edwina Mcgill. How you doing?
How you doing, Logan? Thank you for having me on the show today. I'm really appreciative of that.
Oh man, I am honored for you guys to come onto this show. I know that what you are doing is something that is very positive and can make a super amount of difference here. But I don't want to do all the talking. I want to let you explain to the people what Save More Kids does for the kids.
Save More Kids is basically a nonprofit organization, and what we do is we seek to make a difference in the lives of children all across the world, but specifically right now in Liberia, West Africa, especially with the latest Ebola crisis that's been happening. We decided to kind of shift our focus from what we were doing beforehand to focusing on being a positive force for children who's been affected by this crisis. So what we did was we started a campaign, a Ebola relief campaign. And what this campaign does is we sought to fill 3 40-foot containers filled with relief supplies. Basic supplies such as rice, medicine, over-the-counter drugs, just basic things that folks may need in a crisis that may be kind of cut off from them just because of the fact that of what was happening. So we wanted to fill these containers, and we did that over the past 6 months. We were able to fill 3 44 containers with relief supplies due to the help of many wonderful people in the Low Country. I mean, so many amazing churches have been jumped on board and helped us, and their folks have helped us fill these containers. I mean, some churches, the Johns Island Church of Christ, Royal Missionary Baptist Church, Mount Moriah Church, Mount Olive Baptist Church, so many Mount Olivet Presbyterian churches, just the AME churches, just so many amazing churches across this Low Country have said, you know what, we're going to put our arms around this project, we're going to help you guys get to where you need to be, and they did that wholeheartedly. As in businesses, individuals, I mean, we've had state representatives, state senators jump on board. Wendell Gilliard in particular has been an amazing supporter of this project. I met with him about 6 or 7 months ago in a diner in Charleston and told him what we were doing, and he said, I believe in what we are doing. I'm going to do everything I can to help you, and he's been a tireless advocate. The mayor of Charleston, Mayor Riley, he met with us several times and even held a press conference for us encouraging the city to go ahead and drop off relief supplies. And he also did public service announcements for us, encouraging the city to go ahead and drop off these supplies because he believed in what we were doing. So it's a great thing when you have young people coming to you saying, listen, I want to help make a difference. I want to help folks who are dying. And the thing is, it wasn't just the disease that was killing folks, but it was more so the after effects of it. Right? You had more people dying of hunger, more people dying of common curable illnesses, just because a lot of hospitals were shut down. They couldn't get to just necessary things they needed. So this is where we came in to fill the void, to have this campaign to say, you know what, we're going to help our brothers and sisters in Liberia to get the much needed supplies that they needed to do. So amazing companies such as the International Longshoremen, the Maritime Association of Charleston, Jonas, James, their exporters, Mediterranean Shipping Company, they've decided that they're going to help us ship these things to Liberia. So they've donated their services to ship, and these things are going to ship within the next 1 to 2 weeks to Liberia. And we don't want to be an organization that just says, you know what, just give me supplies and that's it. So what we decided to do was we're going to actually take a trip to Liberia. Okay. All the folks have been helping. About 16 folks have been highly involved in this process. We're going to take a trip to Liberia where we're going to meet the containers. So we're going to follow the containers to Liberia. And what's going to happen is once we get to Liberia, we're going to help distribute the goods to the orphanage, Christ Children's Home Orphanage, which houses about 44 orphans who basically saw their parents murdered because of the civil war that took place, and it was over in Liberia about 2003, 2004. So we're going to distribute these goods to the orphanage and the surrounding communities around the orphanage. So we think that it's really important that we don't just say, give us your funds and that's it. We want people to see the whole process through. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here today, is to have folks help us. We've had individuals that say, you know what, I'll sponsor an individual on this trip. I'll sponsor, I can give X amount of dollars. Nothing's too small to donate. For some folks, depending on where you're at in life, you can do a little or you can do a lot. And we're just asking for their help help us get to Liberia. And I mean, we've been raising funds individually and as an organization. So it's just been amazing. I know I personally did a GoFundMe page, and I was able to raise all my funds for the trip. So now my focus has been just getting the organization and other individuals to get them where they need to be, because it takes a lot to be able to move containers and be able to distribute these goods. It takes funds. So we're just asking for you guys' help out there in any way possible.
Definitely. Hey, for those out there that are willing to support, to looking for Save More Kids, you want to get involved, the information is on the screen. I know here at the Logan Power Show, we brought them on here because we want to get the word out, because that's what we're about. We're about getting the word out, letting people know what's going on across the world, what's going on in your personal community. So I know that this program is going to be definitely beneficial. For me, being in the military, I have experienced my time overseas, and I know that when people say that we're going through hunger, people even go through things even worse than what we're going through. And we always want to look out for others, and I always think about yourself. Mm-hmm. And being a father of 3 beautiful kids, I know for me and my wife, I always care about kids, so that's the reason why I got them on the show, because I want people to be aware of what's going on and how you can make an impact just by, it could be funds, it could be by donating canned goods, things that you may have said, I have an overflow. Yeah. Give out the abundance.
As of this point, we no longer need any more supplies, just because we've gotten enough supplies. These things are getting ready to ship, so we no longer need supplies. We have more than enough, which has been a complete blessing, because when we started this, we thought, oh my God, are people going to donate? And people have. And then, like I said, because of businesses and schools and individuals, we've been able to collect more than enough supplies. In addition to that, we've gotten like over 20,000 books that will be donated to schools in Liberia, which is amazing, because a lot of these kids are being taught by the rote way, not through a textbook, but the teacher's writing on the board and they repeat over and over. So it'll be great for them to be able to have books to actually read now, which will be able to supply hundreds of schools across Liberia. But as of this right now, we strictly just need funds, thank God, and that we've had an overflow of supplies, and they're about to ship in the next 1 to 2 weeks. But yeah, right now we're just focused on the financial piece. That's it. So
just send in your monetary stuff, monetary only right now. But hey, if you want to help, definitely get involved. Volunteering is a great thing. Giving back is something you always want to do, because you never know when it could be you in a dire need, in a situation, and they reached out to you. So my goal to you is this: if you don't want to give monetary with giving money, look into volunteering. Give your time, your talent. Those are things that you want to give, and saying like, hey, I'm good at this, I'm good maybe at writing, or maybe I'm good in speaking. Things you can give back to. So I would definitely want you to take a look at this show, analyze it for being very authentic, and we are here to let you know that we're backing people 100% on what they're trying to do. So I know that you're very busy woman, and being a coordinator, you have a lot of things to do. But the great thing that you were telling me about, you were born in Liberia also.
I am. I was born in Liberia. I came to the States in the early 90s. And this country has afforded me so many opportunities I would have never had I stayed in my country of birth, Liberia. I mean, I've had the opportunity to go to the Citadel and graduate from the Citadel, a great, wonderful institution. I am like the 13th African-American woman to ever do that, and my class of girls from the Citadel are like the 5th class women to ever graduate from the Citadel. So, I've been blessed in my life, and now I just want to do something even bigger than myself.
Sure.
Because this is not about, I do this on a voluntary basis. I get paid not at all for this work, but it's just, I've been moved when you see your countrymen dying and you can do something to help. You can do something to make a difference. It really moves you to try to get folks involved in that process. So for me, it is personal, and I mean, like I was telling you earlier, a lot of folks here in Charleston don't realize that Liberia was founded by free black slaves, and a lot of them came from Charleston. So the history and the connection, it just made sense for Charleston to be part of this great effort that we're having to help change the society and help bring some relief to that society too as well.
Hey, that is what it's about. She's giving back, being born in Liberia and being raised there, and then coming to the United States and then making a difference, and not just going by hardship, but taking that as sort of a funnel to fun out all the bad, but taking in the good what she's been taught, and then taking it onto the, the big stage and graduating that. That is something. So we have someone historic right here.
No.
Graduate from Citadel. You know what I'm saying? So this the 13th. So hey.
Yeah, I really got to give the shout out to the first 7 African American women that graduated my freshman year from the Citadel. I mean, without them paving the way, I would not have been the 13th. So those first 7 African American girls that graduated in 2002 from the Citadel, they definitely helped pave the way. And it's just, I mean, to be a part of this organization really touches my heart. I cannot wait to travel to Liberia and see the faces of these children, these families that we're going to ultimately help, and with your help that is going to be possible. For us, we just don't want to be Christians that talk about doing good works. We really want to be about the good works. We want to show ourselves approved unto God. So this is part of it. And that's the core of who we are and why we do what we do. We want to give back. And so this organization really is about God's love. Reaching out to those who are less fortunate than ourselves, and it puts things in perspective, right? So when you think, oh my God, I'm doing so bad, and you worry about all the material things that you don't have, and you see people who just don't have food, and it just makes you really appreciate what you have. And you don't think about, when I started this project, I used to think about all the things like, oh my God, I need to be at this point in my career, I need to be at this point. When I started thinking about those families that have absolutely nothing, it made me so grateful, and I stopped thinking about all the material stuff, and that just completely just stopped. And I just focused on, how can I make a difference? How can I be a blessing to others as others have been a blessing to me in my own life?
Hey, that's why she's here. She's a phenomenal person that's making a great pathways through the United States and onto the global market. But hey, all those out, the information's on the screen. I thank you again for coming on the show. Thank you so much, Logan.
Hopefully you can come to Liberia with us and broadcast. You are more than invited and welcome. When y'all all want to see Logan in Liberia, having the Logan Power Show from Liberia, giving us the latest scoop on everything that's happening. I think that he'll be great, even if he comes for a week. Y'all, so if everybody see him, ask him when he's going to Liberia to cover Save Kids' trip, okay?
Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna work out to do what I can do, but definitely I'm gonna have them come back and talk about what happened also, because we want full coverage to tell what happened, to have that also here. But hey, that's all time I got.
We're both gonna come back and talk about what happened.
We want her to come back. So that's all the time I got. Thanks for giving me the best part of the Logan Power Show. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. For those out there that's watching this show, we're going to have a great time. We're going to dive into helping people. It's about making a difference here at the Logan Power Show. We have a special guest with us today, Mr. Jermian Husser. He is the executive director for the First Stop for Palmetto State Warriors. How are you today, sir?
Thanks a lot, Calvin. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having us on this show. For those who don't know, this program is designed to help out veterans, military veterans, through the United States Branch of Services. I'm a veteran myself. I love helping out people, so this is a great opportunity for those out there who want to know more about the information regarding this show. You can bet the information is on the screen. So you want to take full advantage of this opportunity so that you know more about how we can help out our veterans. So, Jermian, tell me about this great program you got, the First Stop for Palmetto State Warriors, so the people know what you guys are doing right now.
So this is a complete startup, Calvin. There's nothing like this in this community. So about 7 months ago, we started up this organization through Wounded Warrior Project as well as Goodwill. They had already been serving warriors who had transitioned back with some employment services, but they wanted to be more holistic. And so they brought me in. We started a team, about 11 people, came on board, a licensed clinical social worker, and then some advocates to work on employment, but everything surrounding employment, housing, mental health support, benefits that the warrior has earned through their service, not only on the VA side, but also on the community side. And so for the past 6 months, what we've been doing is building the infrastructure for the program so that we can build results. So over the past 6 months, We've been doing outreach and engagement to the community, trying to find warriors where they are so they can know about the program, that we are here, we want to serve if you need service. If you don't need service, we want to engage you into the community so you can help another warrior that might be transitioning and having a tough time.
Yeah, I understand definitely, and that's a great thing to know that you're looking out for warriors. Because like everyone's a warrior. I don't care if you're in the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, National Guard, you are a warrior. So I think that for those who are going through tough times, take advantage of this program.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there to help you. If you know another warrior out there that's going through some situations, some tough times, if it's job, mental situations going on, illnesses, you want to take advantage of helping out another brother, another sister that has fought this country and is looking for an opportunity to next level.
Yeah.
So I know this is a program that you guys have just started. It's kicking off in the gear. For yourself, you mentioned you're a military member yourself.
Yeah,
veteran.
U.S. Army.
U.S. Army.
Absolutely.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I got the oorah in me, so
I got you.
so having some fun. What is it for you that you took on this endeavor, this passion? What made you decide, hey, I want to take this on, this project? What made you decide to do this?
Yeah, me being my military background, having driven for a lieutenant colonel, and he stated that he wanted me to come back to my community, which is Charleston, this is home for me, and give back to my community. So after being the CEO of the food bank here for many years, and then going away and coming back to this community, seeing what the biggest challenge was, and it was around our military members who are transitioning from Afghanistan and from Iraq, and understanding, Calvin, you know the number, 22 warriors a day commit suicide in this country. Every 65 minutes, somebody takes their life. That's our best and our brightest, our bravest men and women who are taking their lives because they feel isolated. They feel like they've lost hope. And so that being the biggest challenge for me, knowing that I had to transition, I wanted to extend out, offer service and help and support to those that look like me, but also served with me. I wanted to try to help make a difference. And this is the reason why we started up this organization.
Hey, that's something you have to, selfless service is what it's about. The Bible talks about, you want to be a servant of the Lord. You want to give back. Give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosom. So I want you all out there that are deciding to, you look at this program, you say, Calvin, I want to help. Take initiative. If it's 30 minutes of your time, an hour of your time, something to give back to somebody else. For me, I love teaching. I love giving back to young people, but I love my veterans. I'm going to tell you right now, if I see one of my Marines or, I'm in the Air Force now, it's kind of funny, I'm in 2 branches of service. I see anyone going through, I take the initiative to look out for my brothers, my sisters that are making a difference here. You are looking out for others and not always thinking about yourself. It's all about selfless. Now, I know that for you, this is a great challenge. I know you guys can make a difference for this. What are some of the challenges that you face taking on this project?
Yeah, I think the challenge hasn't been programmatically, because I believe that this community wants and loves to support our warriors. Our challenge is that our warriors are having the challenge, whether it's with education benefits, where our warriors are using their GI Bill and they're going to these college campuses and universities, and these college campuses and universities are not set up to be military friendly. And so, Calvin, you've got a warrior that goes on campus, they struggle with PTSD, and you've got them in a small testing center with no windows and one exit. You know that warrior's not going to be successful in that kind of environment. So we, as the Palmetto Warrior Connection, we go on campus, talk to the campus president, their leadership, and advocate on behalf of that warrior. Now that warrior has stirred up within the campus to where they're going to have a new veterans testing center for every warrior that comes on campus. They're going to have a veteran advocate to where they have a point of contact when they come on campus. They know where they can get services, and they also have a veterans lounge where all the warriors who are on campus can go and study and fellowship with each other. So that's the kind of difference that we're trying to make in the community. So we make sure that every warrior is successful. This is what's going to make you excited. Over the past 6 months, we've got 225 warriors that are using their GI Bill. All 225 are on track to graduate.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. That's success. That's the kind of support that we're trying to lend to our warriors in this community.
I remember myself using the post 9/11 for me, using like when I was in the military, using during the time of service while in the Marine Corps to get my undergraduate degree. In my final year, while on active duty, I decided to go back to school and get my master's of my final year of the military. And I highly encourage any warrior out there to use the post 9/11, use the GI Bill, because it's very beneficial. I've always said you got the experience,
right?
You know, you got all the experience, all the tools to be successful. I think the biggest thing is that some jobs want you to have the paper, but I know that you all can do it. I'm positive anyone out here watching this show, if you are a veteran, contact us today so we can get you in contact with them. Let us know what branch service you're in. You know, shout out your branch service. Get on Facebook, Twitter, text us, let us know, email us what branch service you are in. We want to definitely give a shout out to every branch out there making a difference. But before we go, because we know you're very busy, where do you want this program to be in the next 3 to 5 years? What's the visionary of where you guys want to actually be right now?
Yeah, right now we're under the Goodwill umbrella. They're helping to support us with 1/3 of our budget. Wounded Warrior Project brings about 2/3 of our budget. Within the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to spin off into our own 501c3 organization, build a building or find some space, and then be able to make sure that we're able to meet all the needs of the warriors in this community that are transitioning out. What we're seeing is that we need to catch these warriors before they get on the other side of the fence, before they take taps. Because as you know, Calvin, transitioning out, we need to catch you 1 to 2 years or even 3 years before you get out, so you've got a built plan so for success for you and your family when you get out. That's where our organization's headed. We're starting an advisory council this month. We've got about 10 community leaders, everyone from Boeing Company to Benefit Focus, that are going to be helping us to start up this advisory council, who want to be engaged, who want to give back to our warriors. And that's what I'm excited about, knowing that this is unique to this community and that this community is actually embracing it, knowing that this is filling a gap. So.
Hey, Mr. Husser, I appreciate so much for you coming on this
show. Thanks for having me, man.
And hey, everybody out there, the information is on the screen. You want to contact them today. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss out on. We here at the Logan Power Show, we support what they're doing. We're going to try to see what we can do to be a part and make a difference. For all my warriors out there, hey, we love you. We appreciate you. Hey, that's all the time I got. My name is Cal Logan, the Logan Power Show. We'll see you next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, the guy here, Calvin Logan. Hey, love, peace, and happiness. We're going to have some fun here today. I got with me one of the most happiness artists here in the United States of America. I know this guy's very global. He's making some big changes here. Iosif Makul Tafari. How you doing, sir?
Blessed love, King. I'm good.
Good. Glad to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
I know that you're making a lot of headway. You do a lot of great things here. You mostly, your imagery that you've done is to uplift people.
Yeah.
And you look to always bring the peace, the love, the happiness when you're doing stuff. Now, I know a lot of people want to get to know more about you here today. And one thing I want to ask, what led you to say, I want to become an artist?
As a youth, like all youths, I grew up drawing.